I have over 100 pounds to lose. I lost 7 so quick in the first week, but then the second week I actually put 0.5 of that back on. Now I wrote that off as most likely water retention or muscle gain or constipation, whatever, right? Because I knew that I had stayed in a calorie deficit and was just like, well, it is what it is, and I'm just gonna keep going. The last week I kept going. I have admittedly been nervously checking my weight throughout, so I have a very good idea what today's weigh-in is gonna look like. Let me show you. That is exactly what I was hoping to see. We're moving back in the right direction. Obviously, like I said, I lost 7 pounds that first week. I don't expect 7 pounds per week at all. In fact, I have my Fitness Pal set to lose me about 2 pounds per week. So when I lost 7, I kind of did expect like some sort of weirdness going on, like water retention or something. Like the body suddenly just like it's dropping all this weight. It's all like sore and crazy because like I started doing Zumba like more often than I was before, and so it's like my body was just like, what is even happening, you know? And here's the thing is I keep trying to remind myself is that the number on that scale is really not very important at all. What my goals are is my mindset and my eating, not the number on the scale. If I focus on my mindset and my eating, by default, that number will go down, right? And it's like, I don't want to have these weeks where maybe I gained 0.5 in water and it like upsets me to the point where I literally had to cry about it, right? Because you know what? I might have gained 0.5 that week, but you know what I did that week that was reaching my goals? I didn't binge. I stayed in calorie deficits. I stayed positive and focused on weight loss in a positive way. I didn't have any moments where I was like, I can't do this, F it kind of things where those are the moments that like I always have so much of when I'm trying to lose weight. And I didn't have any of that. I remained completely positive. Even when that 0.5 showed back up, I was just like, upset, yes, but I did not let those emotions control me. And that is a huge, huge win. So I've got my Fitness Pal up here. This is where I'm logging everything. Not only so I can keep track of calories, but more so even than tracking the calories is just being mindful, thinking about food and weight loss. Again, it's never really a worry of me being confused on how I should be eating. It's just being in check of my emotions to eat the way that I know I need to eat. So Sunday was a really weird day. I was not feeling well at all. I had a couple of slices of sourdough toast in the morning and then a couple more in the evening, and that was literally it for the day. Monday, I started with a peanut butter and banana sandwich. No, I didn't. That's literally at the end of the day. Here we go. Breakfast. I started with like a beef and cheese tortilla, all plant-based stuff. Some tofu and some fried noodles, and then another one of those beef and cheese tortillas later on with some fruit, and then that peanut butter and banana sandwich I was talking about. Most days of the week, if I'm not like out doing some form of exercise as my activity for the day, then I'll make sure to catch Zumba class for an hour. Tuesday, started with a banana and some peanuts. We ended up going out this day, so we got some vegan Mexican food. I ended up eating some tacos, a couple bites of enchiladas, some tortilla chips and stuff. Super good. I don't remember exactly what we were doing, but we were out for several hours that day, and then when I got home, I ate two packages of ramen and some peanut butter pretzels. I accounted for the sparkling water that I drank while we were out, and I did catch Zumba early that morning. Wednesday, actually I was out again. It was a fun, very fun, busy week. I ate like a noodles and veg and fried rice kind of thing from another little vegan spot that does like vegan health food type of stuff. And then we ended up doing as you can see, I have 1,400 calories that I earned from, because we walked for like 5 or 6 hours that day. It was a long walking day. We went to the LA Arboretum and then we walked around the shops nearby too, and we walked for a very long time. So after that very long walk, I ended up grabbing a Korean corn dog. As I said, sometimes like my eating is a symptom of my mental health. Like I how do I even explain this? Like I don't morally align with eating cheese, but I'm just not strong enough to not do it right now. Like there was a time where I went many years without eating cheese at all, and I'm definitely like trying really hard to get back to that because my eating got way out of control. But this is exactly like kind of the example of how like and why diets have failed for me in the past, because when I try to restrict too much, then I end up binging. And it wasn't like an intentional restrict and binge, but I just like had eaten very low calorie and walked very, very far and long in the sun, walking up hills. Everything was probably even more calories than that because I was walking uphill. Didn't account for that. But anyways, ended up eating a like cheesy Korean corn dog. My stomach was really not pleased with me for that decision. And also just again, my morals don't align. So I've been talking about this way too long, but here we go. A little durian milk pop. It says milk again. This was like not dairy, but not everything is perfectly logged on this. And we'll just move on. Thursday, I drank some juice and a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Couple blocks of tofu with some fried... couple blocks of ramen with some fried tofu. And I put pancake syrup here because when I cook the tofu, I do like a spicy, sweet sriracha. And the pancake syrup is really the only thing that has very much calories. And I think it's worth writing it out in here. And then I ended up with some fruit and chips for snack that day. Yesterday, I was seriously craving some tostadas, so I went and picked up the stuff to do that with. Made a peanut butter and banana sandwich again, and drank some juice. And then today, I have definitely overgone the calories. As you can see, though, it's like, so, for example, there was 1,000 calories left on Wednesday. So the following day, I, quote-unquote, overate. Yesterday, I left almost 500 calories, and today, again, I'm like, quote-unquote, over 200 calories. I saw someone basically break it down to where, like, if you look at mine, I have a 1,600 goal every single day. Well, she was saying she counts that, she adds that times 7 to have how many calories she needs to eat weekly, and then some days of the week, for her, that was weekdays, she eats lower calories, and then on the weekend, she likes to go out, whatever, and ends up eating higher calories, but overall, it ends up being the same amount of calories per week. And that brings us to today. I earlier made a shepherd's pie with lentils and cheese and butter on top. Super good. I cooked the lentils in like a really flavorful sauce this time, so the lentils were not bland. And then I ate like a lot of those. They're like little mini tostadas, but I ate like 6 or not. No, I think I ate 9 of those little mini tostadas. Beans, cheese, a little chipotle sauce. It's not the Taco Bell brand, but again, this is probably just similar. It's just similar, but again, I didn't use dairy in mine, but either way, it's similar enough that I added. It's just, this is what my Fitness Pal had to add. Some peach juice, and again, it's the weekend, so I think I'm gonna, and it's raining like crazy outside, so I'm gonna skip the gym today. But that's what just one random week in my life looked, and it was a particular, I chose this week to show because it was like a fun week where there wasn't really as much structure to my food and eating as there might be on like a regular, more common week. I have over 100 pounds to lose. I'm down about 7 so far. I have really been trying to work on my mindset around food. While I eat this shepherd's pie, let's talk about it. So it was brought to my attention the other day that I keep saying that I want a healthy relationship with food. I want a good relationship with food. But someone pointed out to me that I should not have a relationship with food. I should have good practices. I should have healthy habits. But there shouldn't be any sort of relationship. That little changing in verbiage really helped me think of something, because when I think of a relationship, I think of emotions, I think of comfort, I think of emotional comfort, and that I don't want associated with food at all. And I just find it interesting that I keep finding just little, simple, super easy things that I can do that seem to be having a pretty big impact on my mindset. I've got over 100 pounds to lose. I lost 7 in the first 2 weeks, and I've been posting about it on here. I'm going to sit and eat my vegan shepherd's pie. I know it doesn't look like much. It looks pretty unappetizing, admittedly, but oh my gosh, is it good. It's lentils instead of beef, basically. And while I eat, I'm going to answer a few questions that I've been getting across my socials. Someone commented on the fact that I go to the store often, saying, why do you go to the store so often? Answer is, because I can, because I want to, because I'm very indecisive about food. I don't know what I'm going to want to eat tomorrow. What was my like rock bottom moment that made me like realize, okay, like enough is enough, I gotta lose weight? I don't know that there was one in particular, and also there was 100 in particular. What a weird answer, but it's like I've had 100 moments where I've been so down and been like, this is out of control, like it has to stop, blah, blah, blah. And I just had another one of those moments, and like this time it just seems to be sticking. When I say it just seems to be sticking, it's because I've been able to work on my mindset enough that now when I have the thought that I need to do something about it, I actually do things about the things that I think I should do things about now, whereas I honestly just didn't before my mental health would stop me. Gym or at home workout, you guys see me post about going to Zumba pretty often. That I mostly like to go to the gym. I don't like home workouts. I know a lot of like plus size people do because the gym can be kind of embarrassing, and yeah, it is, but I just kind of had to get over that because when I'm at home, like there's just and again, this is something that I'm working on, but it's like self accountability. It helps me so much when I'm not only energized by the people around me, but also I would just feel some amount of shame if I was slacking off and not doing it when everybody else is doing it. And because I've been showing like what I'm eating, people have been asking like what is my diet? Am I like vegan, keto, whatever? I am technically right now I'm vegetarian. I do sometimes eat dairy or maybe some sort of baked good that has eggs in it. I do not consume meat at all. But frankly, even I keep saying like eating dairy doesn't align with me morally. I used to be completely vegan and I definitely want to get back to that. Eating dairy is just it's just a sign of how out of control my eating has gotten. I also just noticed through tracking my food that I do just eat a ton of carbs. When I say noticed, again, I already knew all this, but I just like didn't do anything about it before. But I eat a ton of carbs and not very much protein, which is not because I'm vegan. It's just because I love cheesy potatoes. So recently I've just trying to up the protein a little bit, but no specific limits or numbers or anything. I'm just being mindful about it. So with all that said, if you're on like a natural weight loss, no pills, surgeries, things like that, the way that I similarly am, let me know because I am looking for channels like that to follow. I've got over 100 pounds to lose. I've been working on my binge eating. And last night, I failed at that. I got emotional, did some gardening, if you catch my drift, and ate a lot. I honestly don't even remember the exact amounts of everything that I ate. I logged as much of it as I can remember in MyFitnessPal, already went over the allotment for calories, and know that there's more that I haven't even logged. And that's it. That's the whole video. Like, I guess I just wanted to come on here and be real for 2 seconds because yes, my mindset and the way that I'm speaking and thinking about this has been completely positive, and I will continue to go forward being completely positive because that's what my mental health and my mindset requires for me to be able to continue forward after a mishap. But I also just don't want to portray that this whole thing is sunshine and daisies, right? Like there's a lot of good happening here, but the reality is still that like I'm struggling. This is still a journey for me. I didn't get to 265 pounds because losing weight is easy for me. This is exactly when the negative thoughts tend to flood in. See, you've proven again to yourself that you can't do this, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, I've just, like I said, been working on my mental health, and I think I've gotten a good enough grasp over the BPD thoughts that while they still exist, and I definitely still struggle with them, I don't make my decisions based on them anymore as much. So even though I'm having these thoughts of failure, I'm not going to act on them. And instead, I'm just going to remain logical and remember that this progress is not going to be linear. There are going to be setbacks. And when there are, you have to just reset the next day and keep going. So that's what I'll do.
This is everything I ate at Plant Powered Fast Food. There's locations all over SoCal, but I went to the one in Fountain Valley. I started with the Buffalo 66, which is their buffalo chicken sandwich. It's got a giant piece of buffalo chicken, a delicious vegan ranch that they make, lettuce and tomato. The bun is so soft and delicious. It's the perfect spicy chicken sandwich. To go with that, I paired with the iconic fries. These are basically vegan animal style fries with grilled onions and a fry sauce on top. And French fries are literally my favorite food, so you can never go wrong with fries. They also have a lot of specialty drinks, so I finished off with trying a bunch of their different fruit juice mixes.